Keanu come to our show.
Yeah, I bet you he would do it too.
He probably would, dude. I talked to him about Johnny Utah, but mostly Johnny Mnemonic.
Deep cuts only.
I want to take a quick moment to plug my shows coming up. I'm doing a show with Lord Drucifer on August 10th at Winston's in Ocean Beach, California. If you're out there, we're playing a hip-hop and reggae show featuring Lord Drucifer, Admiral Atlas, Rick Scales, T Chronic, Space Bus with Endo, and many more reggae and hip hop artists. It's only $5, and it's on a Wednesday, and it starts. I want to say like at doors open 7:30. We go on at 8. From 8 to 8:20, we got a 20-minute set, and it's going to be like an open mic for us, meaning we're going to play beats. If you can rap, if you can sing, if you want to do spoken word and go up there and do something, we're going to be playing beats. So come through. Wednesday, August 10th at 7:30, Winston's in OB. Recently, Vince McMahon has resigned from the WWE as head honcho.
Chairman, yep.
Head chairman, and has left it with Stephanie McMahon and full-on creative rights with Triple H.
Yes, Hunter Hearst Helmsley.
And you said that they wanted to venture back into the Attitude Era.
Yes, they're going back to the kind of mature storylines, and I think it'll be more violent. And they, like, when you got the crazy shit like AEW and stuff going on, they need to compete, And I feel like with Vince not being in the way of evolution, it should be a good thing for the brand.
Vince McMahon stepping down. Coincidence with the allegations? Yes or no?
No, I think it's totally
plausible.
Like, I think it's a combination of things. So yes, you could say he's just run his course, and he's almost 80 or is
pushing.
Yeah,
got a bum ticker. No chance.
I mean, rewind that pay-per-view where he had a reunion with Stone Cold, and Stone Cold tried to give him a stunner, and he couldn't even sell the move, man.
Yeah, he was like a stiff fish, huh?
Yeah.
That was kind of weird.
It was like he didn't know. Yeah, it was just like...
He kind of looked like a rooster. All right, well, shout out to anybody who's still watching the WWE and any wrestling, because that's fun. It reminds me of being a kid and watching that shit. I watched a documentary about D.B. Cooper. You know about D.B. Cooper?
I do.
It was really cool. It's a 4-part series on Netflix called Who is D.B. Cooper? And it's basically about these people who try to break the case in its entirety. It's an American legend. It has a lot of footage from the night that it happened, and I think it's pretty cool. I didn't think I was going to be into it, but I gave it a chance, and I was actually intrigued by it. I was hooked. I didn't think I was going to be, because it's about this mythological person, this person that hasn't been caught by the CIA because they say he is CIA. So,
if you weren't all that interested, what made you pop it on?
It was suggested in the Netflix, and it started to play in the background, and I came home one day, and I watched it till like 2 a.m. And I watched 2 episodes one night, and then 2 episodes the next night. But the first 30 seconds of the documentary, it shows them running up on some fool, and it happens to be in San Diego. So that kept me intrigued.
Oh, okay.
So they were like, yo, we found the guy, and he's in San Diego, and he's in Coronado, and he does he works on boats. And they thought this guy was D.B. Cooper, and a lot of people did. But that's what caught me. I was like, yo, it's in San Diego. So it was pretty cool. long story short, I mean, it's already a reality, but they haven't found anybody, so that's not a spoiler. You go into this knowing that they haven't found anybody.
It's unsolved.
Yeah, it's still unsolved. So check it out, dude. That's my recommendation. Who is DB Cooper on Netflix? Question, Wesley. If you could be in X-Men, Watchmen, Avengers, or Justice League, which one of those would you be in, and who would you be, and what would you do?
Probably X-Men.
X-Men 90s?
Yeah.
Who?
Gambit.
Wow. What would you do?
Just be a badass.
Would you be like a vigilante?
Yeah, that'd be sick, dude.
You would also be French.
I can handle that.
Isn't he supposed to be, like, wasn't Channing Tatum in the talks to be him?
Yeah, they were. That was a movie that was stuck in development hell for years, and finally they just like trashed the whole idea. But yes, for a long time he was supposed to be Gambit.
You know who I think could be a good Gambit is the guy from Supernatural.
The dude who played Clark Kent.
The dude who plays the new Walker Texas Ranger.
Oh, Supernatural. I was thinking the Superman show, whatever it's called, Smallville.
Oh,
my bad. No,
I forget his name, but he's like a blonder guy.
the fucking tall ass fool, right?
Yeah,
He's in House of Wax. He's in Friday the 13th, I think.
I think so. But he kind of looks like he's a jock.
Yeah,
But imagine him as Gambit.
yeah. I
can see that.
He's got the stature for it. Totally.
We got to pitch that. Okay. I don't know who I would be, but I would want to live through the Watchmen era. So I'd probably be the comedian.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, I don't know if I would be. Maybe I could be as brutal if I knew if I can be the comedian, but I probably wouldn't be as brutal as he is, dude.
You'd also be thrown out of a fucking skyscraper.
But
Yeah.
that's the joke.
Yeah.
That's just a joke. Okay. Favorite go-to ice cream, and with that, I have a footnote. Rest in peace, Choco Taco. They retired the Choco Taco.
Or they're going to.
Yes.
After 40 years
Dude,
of existence.
I'm 40. I'm going to be 40.
So it's been around for your entire life.
Since 1982, and I love the Choco Taco, dude.
Is it true that Taco Bell
Yes.
used to rock them?
Yes.
That's interesting. I don't remember that.
That was late 90s. Mid to late 90s, early 2000s. Probably stopped in like 03. Right around the first ending of the pizza, Mexican pizza. Have you ever been to the Grand Canyon in the winter?
I have yet to visit the Grand Canyon at all whatsoever.
Are you interested?
Yeah, it'd be cool.
It's pretty nuts.
I'm assuming you've went.
I've been, and it pulls you in. It makes you want to jump.
I've heard that that's a some kind of phenomenon.
That's like a real thing. That's like a real thing.
I've also heard stories of people accidentally falling but surviving.
What?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Falling and surviving the Grand Canyon fall?
I mean, not to say that they weren't fucked up, but they didn't die.
Who?
Just randos. You know, because you have to think about the physics of it. If you fall just right, there's a chance. Like, I'm not saying, like, yeah, they probably broke a shit ton of bones.
You know, it's because in my mind, I'm looking at them running and jumping with space in between, and then splat. No, falling would be like falling on for dear life, hitting the rocks all the way down, so you just get banged up.
Like Homer?
Yeah, but that damn... Dude, you got to understand the magnitude of the Grand Canyon. I'm closing my eyes right now. Everybody that's been to the Grand Canyon, close your eyes right now and imagine the force of you falling down the Grand Canyon. It just hurts me right now. Like, I can't, for reals. And they survived the Grand Canyon?
Yeah.
When I was there, it was during the winter, and when I would step, it was really icy.
Like black ice? Or?
Yes. There was rocks, so I can imagine you losing your footing, especially if you super tough guy that wants to be alpha male and be like, look, I'm fucking not going to fall, and you fall, and you might die. But what's the ratio of people that have fallen and not survived?
I don't know.
There has to be, like, a good ratio of that. What game console did you have growing up? Sega versus NES? Or Atari or Dreamcast?
I don't know exactly how old I was when I got my first console, but my first console was the Super Nintendo.
Okay, that was the first console that was given to you, like, hey, Wesley, this is yours?
Yes.
That was mine, too, because everything else was, like, my cousin, let me borrow it, or I eventually got one later, but the first brand new console was the Super Nintendo, and it came with Mario World.
Mine came with Donkey Kong Country, which means that if
that was the second,
if that was the how do you say, the set that I was given, then it must have been a game that was pretty new, right?
Yes. But I think that was Nintendo would put out the first generation, just like PlayStation, but it would be the same console but different, like version 2.
Yeah,
whatever. You might have had the second version because the original had Mario.
Super Mario World, right?
Yes.
With him riding Yoshi.
Yes, dude. And I spent so long, and I was so happy when I beat that game. It was fun, dude.
It's a great game. It's still a great game.
It's still good. It was a fun game. It wasn't too hard, but it was hard enough if you wanted it to be hard.
Yeah, there's certain worlds where it gets pretty tough.
Yeah, and if you challenge yourself and get all the coins and flip everything, and it had a lot of good characters, but it also taught you patience, dude. But I think I got that, I must have been 11, 10, whenever it came out. How old were you?
I want to say...
Did you know anybody with a Sega?
Yes.
Did you like Sega?
I did. So the big story with that is that my grandparents weren't sure which one that I would like more. So they asked my mom. And I think her boyfriend at the time was like, fuck that, Super Nintendo's better. Nintendo's better. So I could potentially could have gotten a Sega. Mm-hmm. Which I feel like, if I'm thinking correctly, right after I had just gotten the Super Nintendo, they started what felt like Sega took over, and a lot of games were coming out just for Sega. And then I started getting super pissed because it's like, yo, what the fuck?
So I'm gonna have to agree with you on a lot of different levels. In retrospect, I feel like they were both superior to each other, depending on the demographic that you were going for. Mm-hmm. Because when I started to get older, meaning 12, 13, 14, I was like, yo, Sega is crazy, because I started to notice that all the weirder, darker kids that I would go over and play their video game consoles, they would be Sega. And they would have weird shit, because I would be like, yo, how the fuck do you control this with just 3 buttons? And then they're like, oh, we have another controller that has 6 buttons. And then we have another controller that has 9 buttons. And I'm like, okay, well, these games were weird. Altered Beast? You ever played Altered Beast?
Yes.
You ever played Echo the Dolphin?
Yes.
You ever played fucking Venom?
Yes.
You ever played...
Or Venom, or is it...
Carnage.
Carnage, yeah.
Yeah, Carnage. Like, all of these games that were played on Sega were very morbid for, like mature,